Caleb Costner joins us right now.
There he is.
Newly full-time ARCA driver Caleb Costner joins the show. Caleb, how you doing, man?
I'm great, guys. How are y'all?
We're good. We're good. Hey, congratulations! Obviously, the big news this week, being now a full-time ARCA Menards Series driver. And how did that come about? And how, kind of behind the scenes, give a little quick touch on how all that came to fruition.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. No, it was a big announcement for us, for me personally, and then also for our team. Yeah, over the last couple of years, my life personally has been kind of wild, right? It's just I never thought that I would personally get to kind of live out some of the dreams I had per se, and kind of give up on those a very very long time ago. And yeah, so I ended up getting back involved in late models a couple years ago, and about 3 years ago is when we made our first ARCA race, and I think that second or third race in, I met my partner, my now partner Aaron Weaver. He come on and sponsored a race, and we decided, hey, we didn't really have the best experience together with the team that we were with. And like, well, I told him I felt confident we could do it better. So from that moment forward, he was like, all right, well, let's go with it. So we did. He kind of gave me the reins, and I've kind of led with it ever since. And it's been brick by brick. It's nothing that can happen overnight. I mean, if you've got a lot of money or a lot of backing, sure, some of the things you can kind of expedite, maybe, but there's a lot of the process that you have to go and learn. And this industry, it is not for the weary. I mean, it's very doggy, dog world here. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's tough to be here and maintain. It's one thing to come in and run a couple races or a season or something and get out, but this is technically the third year I've been part of the series, and now going in our third season together as Costner Weaver Motorsports. 2022, we fielded a car for the first time at New Smyrna. Didn't really go as well, and we both, me and Aaron, both had our first child, and so we were just focused on building the team through that. And then Daytona last year was ultimately our goal of trying to make that happen, and or just getting to that level. And then we knocked off 7 races last year as a team. So that was a huge step in the right direction for us. It far exceeded, again, our expectations. And then, just little by little, we built along the way and put the right people in the right places. And every time that, we saw something that maybe would benefit our team in the long term, we tried to, make a deal to get it and, build on that. When we saw someone available, we'd have a conversation. I'm always reaching out to partners and do my own marketing. So we've been able to add, a bunch more new partners, and the ones we created last year, everyone who was involved last year is rejoining us for this year. So we're really excited about that on top of the new ones we're bringing on. So yeah, it's just, I don't know how everybody kind of tells me how they ask me how I feel, and it's just a dream, man. It's a dream, and I'm living it. So
Listen, that is awesome, and I'm one that can tell you that. And for anybody watching, yeah, this dude is running around crazy during race day. He's every bit which way. He's got so much PR stuff to do. Yeah, it is really cool, man. We're extremely proud of you. I appreciate you actually coming on today and talk about it. But and you got Daytona coming up, and talk about getting
yeah.
prepared for that big race, and what you've learned from your prior races last year to get you ready for this year.
Yeah, awesome. No, I mean, we're looking forward to it. We got a brand new car. Last year we made our car. It was a short track car. We made it kind of all purpose. It went to every race, and this year we've got it's a Roush chassis from like 2 years ago. So pretty recent, up to date chassis as far as it goes. Got a lot of the new updates and things like that we'd like on there. But it's a really good car. It's a speedway car, so we feel really confident. I mean, from what we're taking to the track from last year to this year, it's 100% different. It's 100% it's just a better all around car. So we're gonna be able to put a better product on track. I've got a full-time crew chief this year. Like I said, we added him as an employee. I mean, we actually have a paid employee now at CW Motorsports, which is wild.
Awesome.
So his idea, the thing to me was like, hey, you're the driver. You need to drive. And so, like, this last year, I don't know what that means. Like, I'm so used to having my hand and everything and, like, constantly having to do something. I don't know what so that will be a huge transition for me this year, just trying to, like, hey, he's got the process. He's handling it. And that'll give me hopefully more time to actually focus and study and be better on the track and do the things I need to do, at the track, talking to whoever I need to talk to, and really paying a lot more attention to what I want to do on tracks and things of that nature. But but Daytona is going to be the huge start for us. Next week is going to be huge. We're waiting to see how the weather plays out. Weather's kind of iffy right now, but we're going down there regardless. Hopefully we can get on track, and that's the biggest thing. It's a brand new car to us. We're going to shake it down. Essentially, that's all we're doing. People can do that. Test is open. People can do whatever they want to do per se. When it comes to restrict your place and stuff like that. And those numbers mean absolutely nothing on those charts. And a lot of those guys, it's a dream to even do that. I mean, again, it was a dream last year for me to do that. So, but our goal and team plan going into the test is purely to make sure our car is solid and ready for the Daytona weekend next month, next month, and be ready for the 500 weekend and be ready to roll. So, like I said, we're really confident about how we're starting the season off. We've got our the CW001, the car we ran pretty much all last year. It's ready for Phoenix. It's in stages of getting ready for Phoenix. As soon as we come back from the test, as a matter of fact, it's got some final stuff that's going to do. We have a third car that's getting sent off the money. We come back from the test, and we've built a third car. It'll be a new car to us. It's another Gen 5 car. That's the one DL. Actually, we'll have a Yates motor in that car, and that'll be our short track car that he'll be in all the East races, and that'll probably be my short track car when he's not running East or some road course stuff for us. So, it's going to be nice to have some options this year we didn't have. And we're small. We still got to take care of equipment. I mean, that's going to be a huge thing. We go to Daytona and something bad happens, it's going to set us back. I mean, it's going to cause us to work a lot harder than we want to work, right? But I mean, again, this isn't easy, and we're going to hopefully have a little luck on our side and just do good. And I've done my dangest to manage our equipment and keep it pretty clean. So hopefully we can kind of keep doing that and just kind of build from there. So
Well, and that's and Caleb, that joining us with us right now is my dad. He's a former sprint car crew chief and mechanic, and I've actually brought him on, I guess, full time, if you will, on this podcast.
Awesome.
Since the last time we talked, and he actually lives in Florida, not too far from Daytona, and he's actually got some things to ask you and see what you got coming up.
Okay.
Well, Caleb, thanks for coming on. Just so you know, just after you were on Zach's show last year, I would turn on ARCA, never really pay much attention to it. But having someone to root for made the races much more fun. We sat out there. We were out by the pool, had the Charlotte race on. We were cheering for you the whole time from Florida. So
awesome.
Congrats on your thing.
Thank you.
So with the full-time ARCA schedule, one thing I noticed, there are 2 dirt races this year.
There are.
Have you ever raced on dirt before, and how do you feel about those cars on the dirt tracks?
Yeah, so actually my main background, I mean, I've raced more races on dirt still today than I have asphalt. So my background growing up here with some of our hometown tracks, I mean, that was really the place and money I could go race. And so never really had the equipment to run as well as we wanted to. But, I learned a lot. And there's just something in that craft that translates. And so, I mean, if I am super excited about that as well. I mean, I probably more excited than I should be. But, it's one of those things that, because people are like, God, just being honest, people are like, God, we hate those races. From what I hear people, and not necessarily because of the race itself, but the damage it does to the equipment, overall. Those cars aren't meant to go on that track. So, when you got, cup cars and teams like, or, even ARC in the past, Vianarini might not have to worry about things as much, but when we've got 3 cars at most, now we're talking, and then you take an Ilmore $75,000 motor and we're getting dirt in it, and it starts to, you're a little leery of what you're taking out there, but I mean personally, I'm excited. Is it the best interest of the team? Probably not, but I am definitely excited to see what I can do. I mean, I haven't been on dirt in about 3 years. I mean, I'm dying, itching for the opportunity to go back, and it's kind of cool that this opportunity would lead me back to that. So, yeah, even more so the excuse me, this coming weekend or the weekend of Michigan. We race at Michigan on Friday, and then it's a doubleheader that weekend and Sunday. I think it's Springfield. We race that Sunday. So we have a 1 day break and we're back, and then we get the race at the fairground. So I'm really that's going to be a cool opportunity. I'm trying to get my family to go to that one so we can kind of make it like a little vacation, go to the fair, and just have a good time with it. But so super excited about that. And we'll see what happens.
I've actually been to the Springfield Mile when the fair was going on. It's definitely a good time. I was out there for the USAC Champ Car race a long time ago. But the one thing I think ARCA is smart in doing is they're on the mile dirt tracks where it's big enough that your cars are actually going to have some speed and probably have downforce. When they're trying to run, the small half miles, those cars just aren't designed to hook up on that kind of stuff, and you can't give it any gas whatsoever. So I think the dirt races on the mile are probably going to be a much better show than what like the NASCAR at Bristol and everything else. And they're big, flat, mile tracks, but they still get some pretty good speed on there. So I'm going to assume you've probably never been on a mile dirt track before.
No. So that'll be maybe it'll be a cool kind of crossover between the two. And it's pretty straightforward here, and a lot of guys talk as far as the dirt goes on the straightaway. It's just that those corners, how you can carry that momentum and kind of keep it low and keep it rolling as best you can. And I mean, again, I love that. So I'm hoping that it translates over to kind of that feeling that I've experienced before, and I kind of fit right on at home.
Well,
so
Caleb,
you say you run Michigan right before that. Do you run the same car that you're going to run at Michigan, or
no?
You got to bring a special car ready set up for the dirt?
More than likely, what we'll do, because the how we're going to do it is to start the year off, the Daytona car, and so Daytona will go to Talladega, and then after Talladega, we'll pretty much rip it of its super speedway deal, and it'll become our kind of speedway intermediate car. So it'll go to Charlotte, it'll go to Kansas, Charlotte, Michigan, Kansas again, and that's all that car that we want to keep that car as clean as we can for the big tracks. Then essentially, 001 will probably fill in and probably go to those races more than likely, depending on. Yeah, more than likely that's what'll happen there, because if we get in a bad spot, and again, with us, this is a big commitment. This is a huge step, and we know that. And so it's like we wouldn't want to. We hope we wouldn't have to face that, but there would be the conversation would be had. And again, I'm just keeping it honest, and there could be a potential where we have to start and park a race or something if we get ourselves backed up in a corner, or something bad happens where our equipment just, we're not going to send a car to a speedway track and it not be right. But we are committed to run, we're going to be locked in for owners points and for stuff like that. So we definitely want to set ourselves up moving forward. So that's kind of where we're at. But our plan is to take a different car. We'll take 2 cars that weekend would be the ideal goal. And that way, once we get home, we would just be really kind of clean on the one, and they still would be purpose for what they are. So
very cool. That's that's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward. Probably the first time ever looking for the ARCA series to watch how you're doing. So keep up the good work. Best of luck to you this year. That's really awesome, and I know especially everyone in your area, they're all excited to have you on there. So that's nice to have another full-time car, to see a new up-and-coming driver come out through the series. So that's great to have.
I appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you very much.
Well, Caleb, right before we wrap up, my dad and I gave a top 5 bucket list asphalt races for anybody to go to. He and I, it's interchangeable, but he had Indy 500 and Daytona 1 and 2. I had Daytona, Indy top 2. We talked about Monaco. I talked NASCAR Championship, Coke 600, those type of races. What is your? Let's just give your bucket list, the number one bucket list asphalt track race.
I would probably get so just because I don't know much about it, and I would love to educate myself, and like it just looks really cool. I think going to the Le Mans, the 24-hour Le Mans, that would be super super cool. And I love traveling anyway, so it'd be really cool to kind of go to another part of the country, meet a different group of people, and kind of just see how that works. So I would say maybe check out the 24-hour Le Mans. Then of course Indy 500. I've never been to the Indy 500 yet, so I just want to be part of it just because it's a great spectacle. I've been to Daytona 500 3 or 4 times, so I would probably have to put the Rolex 24 up there just because I haven't been to it, and I just love Daytona. I have raced Daytona road course, so it'd be kind of cool to experience that. And yeah, kind of see it at night and the track's lit up and things of that nature. Let's see here.
Yeah, it's tough when you think about it,
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of tough when you get to thinking about it because I mean I'm part of all the NASCAR. I guess I would have to say I'd love to just check out an F1 race. I don't know. I really don't have a track per se on that. Maybe like Miami or something, just because I've never seen F1 cars live either. So I'm thinking for me as personally, what's on my bucket list that I haven't kind of achieved. And of course, can't go wrong. We'll put the fifth one there. It's just going to another Daytona 500. I mean, I'd love to, I'd love to be as many of those as I can be. So,
Well, that's awesome. And listen, we appreciate you hopping on here. We know you're really busy. Get that Daytona win and get some momentum propelled for this year. And good luck for the full-time year. And go get that ARCA championship and maybe get up into the truck series here coming up again.
hey, listen, man, thank y'all very much. I mean, we do have a lot of big things going. Never thought we'd be in this position anyway. So to see how far we've come in a short period of time really has me motivated to kind of just, the potential is just limitless as far as our team. And I think future as a driver and the opportunity that I have to move up in NASCAR. So really looking forward to it. Thank you guys again for having me. And I look forward to seeing y'all at the track, and I appreciate y'all's support.
For sure, Caleb. All right, everybody, Caleb Costner.